Hey boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of New Stuff TV, your spot for infotainment for the average consumer. I'm your host Antoine. Can't go wrong with either one of these TVs, Richardson, because today we're going to be checking out the 65-inch variant of the Hisense U8QG versus the U7QG. Now both of these are going to be running Google TV and have a host of AI features that are about the same, but we're going to cover some categories that I think a lot of people are going to be interested in, such as audio quality for those who don't use external speakers, picture quality, how it's going to perform in the room you put it in, gaming performance, and of course the price. Now as far as the audio goes, both of these are going to be tuned by a company called Devialet. It's a really high-end audio company. They make great high quality stuff and they have tuned both TVs to sound fantastic. However, the U8 is going to sound a little bit better, well, a lot better. It really does outperform the U7 because it has more speakers. It has better build quality all around and it has more speakers. We're talking 4.1.2 Dolby Atmos, whereas the U7 has 2.1.2 Dolby Atmos. Now personally, I do enjoy the overall sound of the U8QG a lot more because it just sounds wider. We're talking 4.1.2 Dolby Atmos. The speakers are physically on the sides of the TV, which kind of gives you almost a soundbar effect, and that's why I can say this is definitely a TV that when you turn it on and get that thing going, you don't feel the immediate need to go upgrade the sound or get a sound bar or anything like that. So it could actually save you a little bit of money in the long run if you're one of those people who like a super clean setup and don't use sound bars and exterior speakers. This is definitely going to be the one for you over the U7QG. Although the U7QG does sound really good, it's just that the U8 is not matched. You know, it's got a really nice sound to it. Now before we get too deep into this, I hope y'all don't mind if I pay a few bills real quick and tell you about today's video sponsor. Hey there phone creators, it's time to rejoice. If you've got a bunch of shaky and blurred video clips in your camera roll, you might want to check this thing out. It's called the Hohem iSteady M7. I gotta tell you, this is the most feature-rich and advanced phone gimbal I've ever seen. And trust me, as a content creator, I've seen a lot of them. It's loaded with features like an advanced AI tracker that locks onto your subject so you don't lose focus on what's important. Using the M7 will make you feel like you finally have some help getting that perfect shot. Oh, and check this thing out. It's a detachable touchscreen remote. You can use this bad boy as a little monitor when you're filming yourself with the rear camera on your phone. You know, the good camera. It's a 3-axis gimbal, so you're going to get some great stabilization. But the built-in extension rod and 360-degree infinite pan rotation helps you get some really cool angles for your shots. Personally, I use a Galaxy S24 Ultra, but it'll work with pretty much any phone, even if you got one of those heavy-duty cases on it. So the iSteady M7 by itself is all you really need to level up your content creation. But I was really surprised by this wireless lav mic. The receiver just plugs into the USB-C port of your phone, turn on the mic, clip it to your shirt, and start doing your thing. Every creator knows the secret to great footage is good lighting, so the RGB light definitely comes in clutch. The Hohem iSteady M7 basically turns your phone into a lightweight cinema rig for on-the-go content creators. If you want to summon up your inner Michael Bay to go into filmmaker mode, you can rig it out with this handle, RGB light, and even get better audio with this lav mic. And the faster you click on that link in the description, the faster you can replace that useless footage in your camera roll with some cinematic goodness. Now back to the regularly scheduled program. All right, let's get into the picture quality now. So out of the box on both TVs, the first thing I did was 2 tweaks. I go into the picture settings and I put it on filmmaker mode, and then I go into the motion settings and then I turn the motion smoothness off. That gives me just a more cinematic picture, and I love the colors of filmmaker mode. I really don't do anything else. And out of the box, you're gonna get a very beautiful picture out of both TVs. However, they both also have a bunch of pro settings to get it dialed in even more if you want, but the U8 has a much higher peak brightness with more dimming zones, and it shows when it counts. The U8 also has deeper contrast overall, but sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between the two. The U7 has 3000 dimming zones and 3000 nits, and the U8 has 5000 dimming zones with 5000 nits. As far as color and skin tones go, I do appreciate what both of them deliver, and they're pretty much the same as far as I'm concerned. Now let's jump into those reflections and viewing angles. So both TVs do a really great job at fighting off glares, but the U8 does a slightly better job at keeping your attention away from them. It also helps that it has that extra boost of brightness, and that helps in really bright rooms as well. Now for the best experience, you don't want to veer too far out to the sides of either one of these TVs. Try to grab a seat towards the middle so you don't experience any color shifting. You're going to be good as long as you stay within the confines of the arms of your couch, but as soon as you start going to other chairs on the far side of the room or something like that, you're going to start experiencing a little bit of washout and some color shifting. But the U8 holds slightly more true to the true color. Now gaming is pretty dead even on both TVs, so you're still gonna suck no matter which one you pick. However, I really enjoyed the high performance repeated dying when I was playing on both TVs. At the end of the day, Hisense really did make the U8QG the best TV. But the U7QG is really not that far away when it comes to real world performance. At $1,100 right now at Best Buy, if you want the best the company has to offer, the U8 is an easy win. But if you want to save a few dollars, you actually do score pretty big with the U7 since it's going for about $800. But to be honest with you, man, you really can't go wrong with either one of them. So good luck with your decision making. I hope I helped a little bit. Either way, it's always good hanging out with you guys, man. But now it's time for y'all to roll up out of here. But before you do me a solid, tap on that like button real quick. Keep being good to each other, and I'll see you when I see you.